I'm curious to hear more about how you have maybe evolved as a leader. To break this down a bit, what are some of the biggest challenges that you have faced over your journey, and how have you overcome them?
Well, there are two big ones.
Okay.
They and there's a common theme. Actually, this is true for all startups. The number one is the team. If you don't have the right team, it just doesn't work. And so you have to pay a lot of attention to bringing the right people with the right cultural attitude. And what I mean by that is their attitude towards around integrity, teamwork, trust, accountability, etc. Their sense of urgency. In a startup, you have to move fast, you have to work lean, and you have to be accountable and get things done. And so you look for people. You look for the right people, both with the domain experience and the cultural alignment. And those are not easy. Those are not easy. So it takes time. So building the right team is a huge factor because there's tremendous leverage. When you build the right team, magic happens. And when you don't, you're constantly struggling with internal strife and resolving issues, which fundamentally slows down your progress as a company. And in a startup, you can't afford that. Your capital is so expensive, you want to get as much done in the shortest amount of time. And so you want to avoid anything that delays that. So good alignment around the team is critical. So that's kind of lesson number one. If I look through the thread of my startups, where we succeeded incredibly well, we had a great team. Where we didn't, we had a dysfunctional team. So that's number one. The second one is finding that go-to-market and product market fit. How do you reach the customer? And how do you do it? And how do you take the feedback repeatedly and quickly iterate? It's not always possible. In software, it's a lot easier to iterate quickly than with hardware. But fundamentally, you have to go through that process of learning and iterating and getting to the product which ultimately clicks with the customer. Okay. So those are two of the things that are really critical. The assumption here, of course, is you've already got a compelling value proposition that's relevant. If you don't have that, then it doesn't matter.